Hello. Good morning.
You know we only intentionally trigger those who we love, correct?
Uh-oh.
That's why it's time for
I'm sorry, she told me to do this.
It's time for our wildly popular segment, Triggering Frangela, where we save up all the Larry Elder audio from the week just to play for Frangela. Here we go.
So I want to say hello to Clovis. Clovis, Clovis, say hello to the black face of white supremacy.
See how that's funny?
Yes.
Let me tell you something, Francis. We have something to tell him.
We got so many things to tell him. Well, you know what?
We have so many things to tell him.
At least he can taste the biscuits he's making for Master.
I'm going to tell you something.
Okay, I win the poll. How fast they got to biscuits. I win the poll. Okay, go ahead.
No white person has ever left Larry Elder's company without a delicious biscuit. And that is true.
Yes.
Plus, as a slave who has refused to be freed, he is a man of his word. He walks the walk.
He does walk the walk.
You should see him pick cotton. It's like a gin. It's like he's a human gin.
I'm not saying it gets worse from here, but here's the part about how police aren't engaging in systemic racism.
This systemic racism, it's a lie. The police are not engaging in systemic racism against black people. If anything, the studies show the police are more hesitant, more reluctant to pull the trigger on a black suspect than a white suspect. It's a lie.
White people must be falling like flies if that's the case.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you know, but here's the thing: the GOP has found someone who will go out and spew that.
And they always do. There's always one of them. Always one of them.
And can I just say, a homeless person threw an egg at him? Not an eggless person. A homeless person threw an egg. That'd be funny if an eggless person threw a homeless at him. But no, a homeless yeah. And let me just say, as a junior dyke, excellent third baseman, I would not have missed. I have an excellent arm.
And if you are unhoused and you are throwing eggs, which are precious resources,
exactly.
That's got to let you know how somebody feels.
I'm sure they would throw their housing.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yes. So here's where we build to the part about how white people, slave owners, are due reparations.
By the way, when you mentioned that the UK was ahead of us, they were. Do you know that the slave owners were compensated? After they lost their quote-unquote property, the government compensated slave owners.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so when people talk about reparations, do they really want to have that conversation? Because, like it or not, slavery was legal. And so their property, their legal property, was taken away from them after the Civil War. So you can make an argument that the people that are owed reparations are not only just black people, but also the people whose, quote, property, close quote, was taken away after the end of the Civil War.
They were here's the thing, their property, they were people, number one. Okay? They were never, you cannot own a human being on this earth. Okay? That's the first thing. And they were compensated for it. Larry Elder needs to go to school.
Well, and also, Larry Elder's master doesn't get compensation because he never left. He didn't lose his slave.
That's right.
Let me tell you something about Larry Elder. Let me tell you something about Larry Elder. Yeah. What Larry Elder is he is not from this planet. He is not of this world. I don't know what kind of bacteria or fungi or whatever he was on some space asteroid that crashed here. But what I can tell you is the man is not human.
No. I don't mean to send you over the top. You know I don't. But the person that he was talking to there that was going, ooh, interesting. Yes, white people, reparations. Yes, that was Candace Owens.
That's right. Because they travel in pairs just like STDs. You got to have two if you want to keep a slave population, don't you? Yeah. Let me tell you something about both of them. Not only will they never eat barbecue, but they better not get within a good mile of a barbecue. I can tell you that because they're going to find out what Lord of the Flies was really like. They're going to find out.
Okay, and the final, the LA-based journalist we were speaking about tells a story about how an interview she did with Elder back in 1997. That's when we worked with him.
Yep.
Where he basically admitted his on-air personality was a shtick an act that required conflict with the left to stoke ratings. I was shocked that he was so willing to sacrifice his own philosophical alliances with black people to do it. What's more, he had confessed the truth like it was no big deal, as if intellectually selling out your own people when convenient was simply the price black Americans paid for success.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's vaudeville. He's vaudeville. What he is blackface. It's exactly what he and Candace Owens are. And absolutely, I don't care what they believe or don't believe or whatever. What they are soulless racist apologists.
Yes.
And it doesn't really matter to me if they have interior thoughts.
Yeah.
Yes, because what they are here for, what they're for is the entertainment of white people. But it is put into a political prism. That's the problem. And Angela's absolutely right about being vaudevillian. It's an act.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's an act performed for the pleasure of white people, to make them feel good and better about themselves.
We would be happy to say it to their faces, both of them, whenever they would like to meet.
See, now, and Colonel Steve Austin is also enraged by this whole minstrel show going on with Larry Elder, and also that neighbor Doug has picked right now to walk in to say goodbye to Sean.
It is the wrong time to mess with Frangela. Let me tell you something. We got too many idiots not getting shots. We got too many people criticizing Biden for doing the right thing. It's not the right time to be. Look, I'll meet you wherever you want.
Wherever you want.
This concludes another episode of Triggering Frangela. I hope that we've not somehow become part of that show, the Entertaining White People show, but okay. I just did not know how to process all of that without you. I did not know.
Let me tell you, we have to say something to Sean and Sean's mama, and particularly to Sean's mama's cancer. Let me tell you something, Sean's mama's cancer for Frangela. You done messed with the wrong person.
Yes, you
have. You done messed with the wrong person.
Because here
That's what you did. We coming for you. We coming for you. And be clear about this. Sean's name is a killing word. He gonna kill that cancer. He gonna kill that cancer.
Yes, he will.
I'm gonna do all I can. Thank you.
All right,
Sean, October 22nd, we got a date with you to watch Dune.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you forget it.
Thank you.
All right, I just put my mascara back on.